already know this is Punch Drunk Boxing, a.k.a. Mr. Shine himself, a.k.a. El Adobo, a.k.a. El Sazón, a.k.a. Barot El Borracho, a.k.a. Café Bustelo, a.k.a. Pastor de Boxeo. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're at this side of heaven. God bless you all. Ladies and gentlemen, you have been eating some Chino. Ladies and gentlemen, boxing. More boxing, more drama, more boxing. 2024, y'all already know what it is. 2024, y'all already know what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, yeah, a lot of people still talking about the Vergil Ortiz performance. Potential fights in the 154-pound division. You already know a lit division. That division is on fire right now. We don't know who's going to be coming. Who when the smoke clears, we don't know who's going to be on top. Pause. Shout out to everybody in the chat. What's good, man? Shout out to everybody in the chat. What's good? Ralph in the building. What's good? Baki in the building. Wiz in the building. What's good? Gene in the building. What's good? Boxing Latino in the building. Vergil a true warrior, but Bud will KO him. Okay, we're going to be talking about it. CCI in the building. What's good? D Melo. What's good? Allen in the building. What's good? Low Nose Boxing in the building. Say, yo, Bud will ruin Vergil like Trinidad did Fernando Vargas. Bud, body, bags, everything moving at 154. Okay. About that, all right. Asian Coffee in the building. What's good? Karate Kid in the building. What's good? Allen in the building. What's good? Texas in the building. What's good? Fort Worth, Dallas, Houston, San Antonio. What's good? Yeah, man. This is a good conversation right here. Yeah, because it's a back and forth. You know, there's a lot of people that feel like Vergil Ortiz it could be Bud Crawford. People feel like Bud Crawford could be Vergil Ortiz. A lot of people but people, I mean, look, Bud Crawford was invincible. Bud Crawford had an aura. And sometimes, you know what I'm saying? In certain fighters, that aura disappeared. It disappeared with Mike Tyson, with Buster Douglas. You know what I'm saying? It disappeared with Tio Lopez versus Jose Camboso, right? The aura disappears in certain fighters, right? The aura disappeared. You know what I'm saying? I think it haven't disappeared with Tank. People still think that Tank could be anybody that's walking, right? Even though that there was he struggled a little bit with Pitbull Cruz, right? What's good? Tres in the building. What's good? Smash that like button. Rich in the building. What's good, man? Yeah, we're gonna be talking about this one. Because I said the 154-pound division, I told you a long time ago that the 154-pound division is the most competitive division in the sport of boxing. A lot of people didn't want to give credit to the king in the 154-pound division, the junior middleweight, undisputed, lineal champion of the world. Jermell Charlo was the king, and is still the king, in my opinion, in 154. But a lot of writers, a lot of pundits was snubbing him because they were saying that the 154-pound division was a weak division, in which it was a lie. It was just competitive, and you just couldn't pinpoint who's going to be the actual king. That's what we're talking about, a stacked division. Just like we were talking about the 140-pound division, right? We said it was a stacked division. It was competitive. Oh, no, the 140-pound division is not where it's at. No, it is still good. But y'all think by saying that, or you think that it was just going to be just Tio and just Haney and just Ryan, that's it. Nah, if it's a stacked division, I said anybody from the top of number 1 could lose to the number 10. The 2 could lose to the number 9. The 3 could lose to the number 8. You feel me? That's a stacked division. In the 154-pound division, we got Jermell Charlo still won a campaign. He already put it on the Instagram story. He's back to his kingdom. He's going back to the 154-pound division. So Jermell Charlo, Fondura, Tim Tszyu, Bud Crawford, Earl Spence, Erickson Lubin, Jesus Ramos, Mendoza, Josh Kelly, Conor Benn, Vergil Ortiz. And I tell you, if Boots Ennis do the right thing and move up to the 154-pound division, because I think he's wasting his time. If he ain't gonna get Mario Barrios, he's not gonna get Brian Norman Jr. You wasting your time, Boots. Boots, move up to the 154-pound division and make your mark. I'm thinking Boots is wasting his time in the welterweight division. I mean, look at his career, look at his resume. I think he's wasted enough time. The business handler has already wasted enough time with Boots Ennis at 147. He should already make his mark already. Remember, he came into the professional the same time around that Shakur, Tio, Ryan, Devin, and look what all these guys have accomplished. Come on. Darius said, yo, Vergil loses badly. Okay. All right. I think it's going to be a high competitive fight. Some people may see that I seen struggle this past weekend. I seen a dog. I seen character. I seen kill or be killed. I seen it twice already that when Vergil Ortiz in vulnerable position, he comes firing. He got a chip on his shoulder. I don't know what happened in this past. I don't know, but Vergil Ortiz, look, when you hurt him or you land some good shots, he's a man possessed. He got that same grit. But to be honest, he got that fresh grit. He got a killer instinct. And let me tell you right now, ladies and gentlemen, right now, Vergil Ortiz killer instinct is top 3 in the sport of boxing. You could see it when he's throwing those punches. You could see the intensity when he's throwing. He is trying to knock your head off your shoulders. Vergil Ortiz is possessed, bro. Vergil Ortiz got some anger in him that he wants to take it on somebody. Name me anybody that got that type of tenacity, that killer instinct. It's either, you know what I'm saying, Uwe. But Crawford got that. But remember, with Bud Crawford, you got to push him. You got to push him to be Bud. Just like Bomac in the last, hey, yo, we need these rounds, Bud. Just like with Sean Porter, hey, yo, you losing these rounds. Boom. Vergil Ortiz, you don't need that. No, Vergil Ortiz, bing, 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 bing. Nah, man. Vergil Ortiz on another level in terms of killer instinct. See, you remember Bud Crawford? He was in a close fight with Mashromov. Go look at the last 10 seconds of that fight with Mashromov 2 weeks ago. Look what Bud Crawford did. Well, then he was moving around. That's why that last round, I'm like, damn, why you took your foot off the gas in the last 10 seconds? You know what I'm saying? This is a close fight. And look, he could have lost that 12 round. I mean, he was winning, but he could have lost that 12 rounds just because those 10 seconds that you're moving around and stuff like that, think you had it in the bag. Karate Kid at the building, Moda in the building. What's good, Moda? Shout out to the members of Punch Strong Boxing. If you want to become a member of Punch Strong Boxing, you already know, man. Smash that link. Support the channel. Let's go. We want 100 members at least. By the end of the month, 100 members. I want to know if y'all supporting the energy, supporting the high-octane boxing talk. I know there's a lot of people out there, man. Shout out to all the boxing content creators, but they don't got the energy like your boy, Mr. Moonshot. They can't match this energy. You crazy? This is a combat sport. I'm not boring. I'm not even Joel Osteen. Well, we got Vergil Ortiz in 154-pound division, and he fought very, very good. And there is a possible matchup with Terrence Bud Crawford, who's a 4-division world champion, 2-division undisputed. And I think that will be a good fight. I mean, he's young, strong, and Bud Crawford is, back end of his prime, but he's just, feeling himself at that 154. Maybe, you know what I'm saying, we get a good fight, because that's what boxing is all about. It's a damn gentleman's sport. No, over here, Punch on Boxing, we got energy. Energy. Vamos a pelear, a romper boca aquí, okay? Let's go. That's how they be like, man, we can't have this crazy man giving me the credential passes and stuff like that. Nah, man, we can't. No, keep that man out of here. But still move like a welterweight. This boxing, Gino said, Mexican boxers stand and swing, no real skills besides. Oh, look at Gino the Great talking about the Mexican. He said, Gino said, hey, yo, Mexican boxers stand and swing, no real skills. You hear that, my Mexican brothers? Oh, Gino throwing shots at the Mexicano. But you know what? Since when I created this channel, right? a lot of people was always talking about race. And I'm like, no. Let's stop talking about the race. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be the peacemaker and stuff like that. Nah. We're brothers and sisters, sons and daughters of the Most High. And people used to tell me, yo, Punch, man, nah. It's about race. Boxing is about race. This is like the penitentiary, dog. Punch, this is like the penitentiary over here in the YTBC. I said, nah, man. These are fighters, warriors. We love them all. But no, people say, no, Punch. It's race. So you know what I want to do? Let's just put on the table. Let's just be open about it. Turkey ala shiki, my friend. Turkey ala shiki, my friend. I'm giving you a proposition, my friend. How about you make that? How about we put it on the line? Latino versus Lo Negro. How about that? How you like that? No, see, because it's always in my channel. It's always on the YTBCs or on the YouTube. It looks like that sells. Still like that sells. Gino, you like it, Gino the Great, right? How about a whole card? A whole card of Latinos versus black. That's it. It was going to sell anyway. I mean, that's always the talk of the town in boxing. It's always some type of race thing going on. You know, I try to be like, hey, guys, come on. Let's come together. Let's be hermanos. The black people, Latino, we're one. Come on. No, you're no kidding. Huh? You got some Latinos be like, you know what I'm saying? Nah, be hating on us, man. You got the blacks, hey, yo, nah, man, them Spanish people be hating on us and shit like that. All right, so let's just put it on the table right now. A whole event. Latino versus black. And I'm going to give you the card. Ladies and gentlemen. I think you're going to like this card. And I think, ladies and gentlemen, that this is highly possible. This one is realistic. Just promote it that way. Just like they did the 5-on-5 Top Rank versus Golden Boy Promotions. Hey, right, Shar? Divide and conquer, right? Let's go with the blueprint. Let's go with the most lucrative business model in America. Let's go with the blueprint, right? He said, Latinas love me. ¿Qué Latino no te quiere a ti? Bajo boca usted, Gino, ¿oíste? Tú no te bañas, ¿ah? Anyway, but I got a good call, y'all. No, this is a friendly competition. The brothers versus the Latinos. The brothers versus the Latinos versus the brothers. And we're going to promote it like that because that's it. Let's do it once and for all. Let's do it once and for all. Let's do it in the ring. ¿Verdad, mi gente? Huh? Are y'all with me? I got the call right here. Hey, yo, Turkey Alashiki, don't worry about your matchmakers. Punch on Boxing is the matchmaker for this one. Check this out. I'll put it on my Twitter, but I forgot to add one. Let me know if y'all agree. I forgot to put one. I got to edit, but I forgot to put one. Hold on. I got you right here. Folks. And maybe we got to get another. Let me see what we got here. We got to rearrange something. Let me know if y'all like it. The brothers versus the Latinos. All right, folks. You already see the thumbnail. Vergil Ortiz versus Bud. How you like that? The main event, Vergil Ortiz versus Bud. Just give me a yes. If y'all like the fight, just give me a yes. This is going to be the card. Brothers versus the Latinos. The Latinos versus the brothers. The blacks versus the Latinos. English versus Spanish. How do you want to call it, damn it? Barbecue versus chiles. Hey, yo. Kool-Aid versus Tang. Kool-Aid versus Tang. Barbecue chicken versus burrito. Let's go. Oh, y'all ready? Y'all ready for the card? Hey, yo, Turkey Alashiki, I hope y'all people listening. Turkey Alashiki, that's how y'all people that's listening to Positive. I got you right here. All right, Vergil, the main event of the evening. Vergil versus Bud Crawford. How you like that? Folks? Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. In the co-main event, Tio Lopez versus Brian Norman Jr. How you like that, folks? Aplauso, everybody, aplauso. You like it? Like, yeah, let's go, let's go. This is the card, this is the card. Okay, calm down, okay. Calm down. All right. Keyshawn Davis versus Raymond Moretaya. How you like that? Keyshawn Davis versus Raymond Moretaya. ¿Cómo le gustan eso, mi gente? Yes. 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 Gino, you the man, brother. Pay no mind. Hey, yo, Ruiz rematch. How you like that? The rematch? The rematch? The rematch? John Ruiz versus Jared Anderson. Yeah, you already know that he likes his this person was Turkey Alashiki. He likes his heavyweights, right? Andy Ruiz versus Jared Anderson. Look at that, bro. A good 4 fights, right? Good 4 fights. Now this one is kind of, you know what I'm saying? We just throw that one in there. How about this? Xander Zayas versus Erickson Lubin. I like that one, folks. Xander Zayas versus Erickson Lubin. He said, no. I said, Jared Anderson knows boxing. No, it could be Jared Anderson. I mean, he's coming off from a loss. If he wants the rematch, Gerald Miller versus whichever one. Andy Ruiz versus Jared Anderson or Andy Ruiz versus Gerald Miller. Whichever one. Pick one. Pick one. Pick one. Doesn't matter. How you like that, folks? How you like that lineup? How you like that lineup? The brothers versus the Latinos. We got Vergil versus Bud. Tio Lopez versus Brian Mendoza. Keyshawn Davis versus Raymond Moretaya. Xander Zayas versus Erickson Lubin. And how about Shakur Stevenson versus William Cepeda? A whole card. It will sell more than $1 million. It's gonna sell almost 2 million pay-per-view buys. Almost 2 million pay-per-view buys. I didn't want to push Shakur and Cepeda because I think that would have been too much money right there already with Andy. Look, I think it's already Bud versus Vergil. Okay. Let's be realistic. All right. Maybe that's too much of a stack card with guys that's already getting paid over 2 millions minimum already. All right. So Vergil Ortiz, but this is my initial card. Let me just be honest. This is my initial card. It didn't really have to do with it really didn't have to do with Black and Latinos and stuff like that. This is the original card that I actually put on Twitter right now. Y'all can go check my Twitter. And it was Vergil Ortiz versus Bud Crawford, Tio Lopez versus Brian Norman Jr., Keyshawn Davis versus Raymond Moretaya, Xander Zayas versus Jesus Ramos, Kid Austin versus Lucas Badi. That was my original. That's what I was really going to talk about. But then, you know, this one took me to so when I was reading Gino, I said, okay, here we go. Every time I go, is somebody want to talk about race? All right, let's just put it out in the table. But this was my original event that I really wanted to talk about, to be honest. Without the Black and Latino stuff and stuff like that. That was just the spur of the moment. This was the event that I put up. This is the event that I put on Twitter. Hey, yo, everybody go follow me on Twitter right now. Follow me on Twitter right now. I ain't playing around with y'all, man. Follow me on all social media platforms. We try to make our mark. So this was the 1 million+ pay-per-view buys event I had, right? I just posted. Vergil Ortiz versus Bud Crawford, Tio Lopez versus Brian Norman Jr., Keyshawn Davis versus Raymond Moretaya, Xander Zayas versus Jesus Ramos, Kid Austin versus Lucas Badi. So you got Vergil Ortiz, you know what I'm saying, Mexican versus Black. That sells. Tio Lopez trying to become a 3-division world champion. A lot of people talking about that potential fight as well. Keyshawn Davis versus Moretaya, Black Mexican again. Xander Zayas versus Jesus Ramos. You got Puerto Rican versus Mexican. So I think this card is going to sell. I think it's realistic in my opinion. And what y'all think? Is this a realistic Turkey Alashiki card? Because this fight happened. This event, I think this is a beautiful event. I think this is a realistic event. I think this can happen. And look, a lot of people's giving credit to Turkey Alashiki. I'm not one of those guys that's falling head over heels with Turkey Alashiki because I've seen these cards before. I think a lot of people forget what Oscar De La Hoya and Al Heyman used to do. See, I think people forget because they're so much in tune with this Turkey Alashiki. And I told y'all before that Turkey Alashiki is just Al Heyman with a turban. Y'all don't want to agree with me because I think that time has passed and people got short-term memory. But Turkey Alashiki is Al Heyman with a turban. I'm telling y'all, folks. I'm being serious. I'm being serious. I'm being serious. Now, give me a yes or no. Give me a yes or no. Let's participation. Give me a yes or no. The card that I just gave, is that a realistic card that could happen? Or you're saying, nah, that's too much. Nah, we ain't gonna get that card. Yes or no? Is it realistic? Yes or no? Or y'all be like, man, I wish it happens, but that ain't realistic. What y'all think? Eddie De Los Santos versus, how about Eddie De Los Santos, two Dominicans, Eddie De Los Santos versus Elvis Rodriguez? How about Eddie De Los Santos versus Keyshawn Davis? Mora says sí. Lucius says yes. Is that a good card? A realistic card? Because see, this is what it is with the boxing community. In the boxing community, we get frustrated so much because we ask for fights that's not realistic. So I put up this fight because I believe that this is a realistic, every matchup is realistic. I don't think that you need to force anybody, right? Vergil Ortiz versus Bud Crawford is realistic, right? Turkey Adeshik is willing to throw the money. He already willing to throw the money for Bud and Vergil Ortiz. So right there, Bud is fighting for money at this point of his career. Is no reason why it's hard. This fight is hard to be made. See, from Lopez versus Brian Norman Jr., both of these guys are on top rank. Both of these guys are pushing the fight. See, from Lopez would like to fight Brian. Brian would like to fight Tio. They both in top rank. Easy fight to make. Keyshawn Davis versus Raymond Moretaya. I think that Raymond Moretaya will fight anybody. I think that Keyshawn Davis is ready to fight anybody as well. You know what I'm saying? They're moving them quick. So I think that they'll fight. Xander Zayas versus Jesus Ramos. I think that's the perfect time for both of these fighters. Jesus Ramos lost a close fight with Erickson Lubin. Xander Zayas is still on his way up. I think this is a perfect fight, and I think it's a perfect test fight to see where this is the fight that is like, we know where Xander Zayas is really heading to, right? Kid Austin versus Lucas Body. Y'all already know that Kid Austin was supposed to be fighting H2O. Lucas Body knocked out H2O. These guys already went online talking that they wanted to see the fight. I know just I think it was yesterday, Kid Austin put out his info and said that, you know, that Lucas Body is ducking. In the end of the day, you give the right money to the Body and Kid Austin. You already know this fight is realistic. You know what I'm saying? And I think if you add in a heavyweight, I think you could add the rematch with Andy Ruiz versus Gerald Miller. And I think this will sell more than 1 million pay-per-view buys, because now you're giving the fans every fight that's in this card right now is something the fans will want to see. And okay, the fans are asking for Vergil Ortiz and Bud Crawford. The fans are asking for Tio Lopez versus Brian Norman Jr. See, this is and people are asking for Keyshawn Davis to step up, right? People are asking Xander Zayas to step up. Kid Austin versus Lucas Body, that's already you know what I'm saying? They've been going back and forth. I think that's a great fight. And then you got the Gerald Miller. Big Baby Miller versus Andy Ruiz on the rematch. So I think that this is a realistic card. I think it's easy to make. Every fight is easy to make. I didn't put no Andy Cruz in it because that's Eddie Hearn, right? I really put the guys that's like, you know, that's free agents, Golden Boy, top rank, easy fights to make. Easy fights to make, right? Right? These are easy fights to make. Now, I believe that that Vergil Ortiz been in position for a Bud Crawford fight for a long time. Let's not forget that when y'all was following the channel. I want to say this. Matter of fact, I almost lost my train of thought. I seen a lot of people always trying to throw shots at PBC and throw shots at Al Heyman, throw shots at Golden Boy. I believe when Golden Boy Promotions and Al Heyman get together, they make some great cards. Well, the stack cards that we're watching from Alashiki, it's not new. The cards that we're watching from Turkey Alashiki is not new. I think this card is highly possible. I hope that Turkey Alashiki, and I hope that everybody share this live, share it, so it could reach the ears of those men in suits, bro. You know what I'm saying? This is support right here. So smash the like, share it on your social media platform, take the thumbnail, shoot it out to Turkey Alashiki. You know what I'm saying? So we could get what we want because he says he's a fan. So he's like us with money. So he probably gonna give us this event. They don't even got to do the matchmaking. I already did the matchmaking job. This is the reason why I think it's possible it can happen. Because we done seen it happen before. For the people that don't think a card like that could happen, check out this card. Do you remember Floyd Mayweather versus Miguel Cotto? Do you remember that card? Do y'all remember that card? Canelo, Floyd Mayweather versus Miguel Cotto on the co-main event. Canelo versus Shane Mosley. Y'all remember that? Canelo. That's how Al Heyman and Golden Boy Promotions used to work together. They used to stack cards. I think a lot of people, I don't even know why a lot of people always hated Al Heyman for no reason. I think that now when you see what he was doing, he's doing the same shit that Alashiki is doing. He's doing the same thing that Alashiki is doing. I don't know why I wasn't in that wagon of hating PBC. You know what I'm saying? Like I think every promotional company, every entity is a hit or miss. You know what I'm saying? I think for the most part, I think PBC did their thing. I think Top Rank did their thing. I think Golden Boy Promotions, you know what I'm saying? For Golden Boy Promotion almost lost all their fighters. So to still be in the mix, you got to give a lot of credit to the resilience of Golden Boy Promotions. Shout out to Eric Gomez. Shout out to Oscar De La Hoya, Bernard Hopkins. Yo, these guys could have took their money, ran, and go home. But these guys are resilient, bro. The Golden Boy Promotion is resilient. Why don't you have an interview with Brian Norman Jr.? I would like to have an interview with Brian Norman Jr. Maybe soon, of course, man. Shout out to Brian Norman Jr. and his dad. Would like to have an interview and stuff like that and talk about this potential fight. Because I think it's a realistic potential fight, and I think it's a good fight for Brian Norman Jr. I think that he needs a name, and I think that Tio Lopez is all about legacy as well, and he could be a 3-division world champion and make his mark and enhance his legacy, his Hall of Fame already legacy, in my opinion. If you look at his resume, and you look at the people that's been voted into the Hall of Fame already. I think he's already a Hall of Fame. Now, the question is whether he's going to be a first ballot, second ballot, third ballot, whatever. But with his resume already, he already stamped his way. And with the 3-division world champion beating Brian Norman Jr., I think that truly stamps his way. If y'all don't think so, y'all don't know the history of the sport of boxing. Seriously, you don't believe Vergil or Tio would win, or you don't know nothing boxing, or you're just biased for Latino, which is cool. Why wouldn't Tio Lopez? Why wouldn't I think that Tio Lopez could beat Brian Norman Jr.? Why wouldn't I think that? Why wouldn't I think that Vergil Ortiz has an opportunity to beat Bud Crawford? Why? I mean, I think that Bud will be the favorite to beat Vergil Ortiz. I think that Tio Lopez will probably be in the 50-50 fight. We don't know. You know what I'm saying? Brian Norman Jr. have struggled a lot, you know what I'm saying, as well in the ring. I mean, he doesn't have spectacular performance. The way that his last performance was great. You know what I'm saying? And now there's some energy going on with the Brian Norman Jr. name, but let's not act like we're talking about fighters that doesn't have the potential to already having to see out of everybody that we're talking about. Tio Lopez already proved to you that he's great. I don't even know why the reason why some of y'all still trying to okay, you don't like him. All right. He talk a lot of trash. His father talk a lot of trash. Okay. That doesn't mean y'all gotta be dumb. He already proved to y'all that he's great, even being the underdog. I think that's why people be mad at Tio Lopez, because when you didn't believe in him, he proved you wrong. I think Tio can beat Bud myself. Sorry to say, but Bud beats Vergil by murder. He's not even murdering anybody, Victor Garcia. Ain't nobody was talking about Mashamoff. 5 months ago, ain't nobody was talking about Mashamoff, Victor Garcia, but now Bud Crawford killed somebody. Oh my God, now Bud murdered someone. Stop it, yo. Y'all be exaggerating, bro. Y'all be killing. Just say, yo, Bud Crawford will outbox Vergil, or Bud Crawford will give a masterclass to Vergil. Bud Crawford will murder Vergil. He didn't even murder no Mashamoff. Have 11 fights. 11 fights. Never fought nobody in the pros. And almost lost the fight. He lost 115, 114 on my scorecard. So now he murders Vergil Ortiz. You guys, I'm telling you, man, this crack. I want to know the type of drug is out there, man, because I want to sell that shit for real. Boy, will murder Vergil Ortiz now. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's what I saw last. First, y'all would say that Bud Crawford could go up to the 168-pound division and beat Canelo Alvarez, and then that shit humbled y'all. Lolo's Boxer says Mashramov is the most difficult style Bud will see at 154. Now Mashramov was difficult. now Mashramov was difficult. Know what it is? That Mashramov was a difficult style. No. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that dumb narrative, Lono's Boxing. Because for you and for many, Bud Crawford is number one pound for pound, which means being pound for pound number one, that you could be and you could outclass any style in boxing. That's what pound for pound means. So no me venga eso de que, it's just a hard style for Bud Crawford. So he not pound for pound number one. That's the reason why some people put him pound for pound number one, because he's a master in every style. Now y'all come with a damn excuse. The man had 11, 10 fights in the pros, never fought nobody, and he struggled. Now they come with a new excuse. Mashramov. What happened was that Mashramov, he had a little herky jerky. It was kind of difficult for Bud Crawford. It shouldn't be difficult for Bud Crawford. He's pound for pound number one. It shouldn't be difficult. With the experience that Bud Crawford got, with the accomplishment that Bud Crawford got, it shouldn't be difficult. Now, if Mashramov would have beaten Jamel Charlo, would have beaten Fundura, would have done something in the professional level, then I'll say, oh man, hey, it's gonna be a hard fight for Bud Crawford. Ese tigre no pelea a nadie. No me vengan a eso de que now Bud Crawford. It's because the feints. So you're telling me at this stage of Bud Crawford's career, he's falling for feints like Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury? No me vean con eso, oíste ustedes, con esos excuses. He had a southpaw performance. I arguably lost the fight. Now Mashramov is this. Oh no, because it's a difficult style. It's difficult. No, difficult for Bud Crawford. Bud Crawford was the same guy that y'all said that could go to the 168-pound division and beat Canelo Alvarez. Oh, now Mashramov, an unknown dude in the professional level. No, you got to give a lot of credit for Mashramov because he had a difficult style. He had the little herky jerk. So you flinching on Mashramov? Karate Kid in the building, Thriller in the building. Esto pelagato. Now they want to move the goalposts. Oh, now he's not the greatest thing. Now he can't go to Canelo to beat Canelo Alvarez at 168. See him struggle with Mashramov. Could have hurt Mashramov, that's what it is now, ¿verdad? Now y'all got humble. Why you don't sit down and be like, you know what, Punch, Run Boxing, you was right for the damn year. You kept on telling me, Punch, but I didn't want to believe you. You kept on telling me, Punch, but I just thought that you was hating. You kept on telling. Bud Crawford, I said, do not be a slave to the Earl Spence fight. I told y'all time and time again, don't be a slave to the performance with Earl Spence. I'm sorry, Bud Crawford, don't be a slave to the performance with Earl Spence. I told you guys, y'all didn't want to listen. Stop talking about the fantasy fight with Bud Crawford and Canelo Alvarez. Stop. He hasn't even beaten the best at 154. The best at 154 went to fight Canelo Alvarez, and look how it looked. Calm down. Be like, no, you got to understand that Bud Crawford is an all-time talent. You know what I'm saying? I'm comparing him to Floyd Mayweather, comparing him to Oscar De La Hoya, Thomas Hearns. I think that he could be Sugar Ray Leonard. Now, Mashramov, out of all the fighters, man, five months ago, it was all about 154. It was all about Fundura. It was all about Tim Tszyu. Even we was here listening to, we was hearing the name of Erickson Lubin. Ain't nobody was talking about no damn Mashramov. Ain't nobody was doing no damn video about no Mashramov. Nobody in this community. Nobody. Motherfucker don't even know his first name. You wouldn't even see his last fight. That fight. That was good, Sean. That fight between Crawford versus Canelo is done. It's not gonna happen. You already know, Shao. I already knew that all along. But all these folks that knew that. No, I want to see. I'm telling you, the Book Crawford is the greatest thing I ever seen in my damn life. I think he beat Canelo. No, Canelo got the chin, man. I think that Book Crawford beat Canelo. You saw we did the Earl Spence. That's Earl Spence. That's not Canelo Alvarez. I just think that whatever Floyd Mayweather did to Canelo Alvarez, Book Crawford would do it. Motherfuckers got beat up by Maximov, who got 10 fights in the pros. Maldito pelagatos ustedes. I should be coming to Punch Drunk Boxing. The one that was telling me that I'm hating, y'all just supposed to be apologizing to me and say, damn, Punch, you was the truth. I'm sorry, I was living in La La Land, bro. And I get it. I told you that's why I was trying to calm y'all down. Relax. Remember I was saying, relax, everybody, I say. But yeah, some of the people ain't want to listen, bro. Some of the people ain't want to listen. But I could see anyway, but I could see this card. Now, Vergil Ortiz versus Bud. Oh, Vergil Ortiz. Yo, Vergil Ortiz almost lost the fight with Boychek. Well, Vergil Ortiz fought a better opponent. A more proven opponent. He said, you a hater. He said, Shaw Brown said, you a hater, TBC the king. You will find out. Now I'm a hater. Now I'm a hater because I'm explaining the same thing you saw. Huh? I'm a hater because I'm not saying that Bud Crawford could go and fight Canelo Alvarez. I'm a hater. Huh? Brown? I'm a hater? I'm a hater of Bud Crawford? Tell me that was a masterful performance versus a novice in the pros in Maximov. that was a masterful performance, right? Every time when I say something, it's about hate, nothing. I'm giving y'all facts. He Terrence Crawford lost his aura versus Maximov. Huh? What was the betting lines with Maximov and Bud Crawford? Huh? Was it close? What was the betting lines with Maximov and Bud? Huh? Was it close? Y'all was looking already. Y'all wasn't even paying attention to Maximov. Y'all was talking about Canelo Alvarez. Huh? No. Hey, Hunter the Hun, my brother. Hunter the Hun. Ain't nobody was talking about Maximov. Please do not bring this guy like look, just like I said, yo, Earl Spence, the Earl Spence at Bud Crawford will be a slave to the moment. They'll be a slave to the moment with Maximov as well. Now people are putting Maximov now up there because how he performed versus Bud. But before that, ain't nobody was talking about Maximov. I've been in this community enough. Ain't nobody was talking about Maximov in the 154-pound division while we was talking about the 154-pound division. Ain't nobody was talking about Maximov while we was watching Tim Tszyu versus Fundora. Ain't nobody was talking about Maximov while we watching Jesus Ramos versus Lubin. Ain't nobody talking about Maximov. Stop. Turning down $110 million. Smash that like button, ladies and gentlemen. Smash the like. The reason why I believe a card, like I just named, I think is a good card. The reason why I believe that this card could be made is because these type of cards already been made. Let's not forget this card right here. Remember this card? Saturday, May 5th, Cinco de Mayo, 2012. You have Floyd Mayweather versus Miguel Cotto. Saul Alvarez versus Shane Mosley. Jesse Vargas versus Steve Forbes. Look at that. And look at my card. Matter of fact, look at my card. This fight could happen. This event could happen. Carlos Quintana, who beat Paul Williams. Remember Carlos Quintana versus Lattimore. Antonio versus Dylan Frederick. Now that was Keith Thurman versus Brandon Hoskins. Omar Figueroa Jr. versus Robbie Cannon. See that card? That was Oscar de la Hoya and that was Oscar de la Hoya, Golden Boy Promotions, and Al Heyman working together. I know it can happen. I know these cards can happen. Been happening. It's been happening. We bring it. Yes, Turkey Alashiki is getting the Al Heyman Oscar de la Hoya blueprint. We already been having this. This ain't nothing new. I gotta kiss Turkey Alashiki's feet. Ain't nobody was kissing Al Heyman's feet when he was doing this. Everybody was hating on Floyd, so they hating on Al. Look at this card. We been had this in boxing. Turkey Alashiki ain't doing nothing new. Ain't doing nothing new. Boom. The $1 million plus pay-per-view buys event. Vergil, Bud. Tio, Brian Oman Jr., Keyshawn Davis versus Rainbow Moritaya, Xander Zayas versus Jesus Ramos, Kid Austin versus Lucas Body. And you can add in Andy Ruiz with the rematch versus Miller. I think it'll be a good fight. A lot of people say, oh, Vergil is not prepared for Bud Crawford. Let's not forget Vergil been in line a long time ago for a Bud Crawford fight. Yeah, I remember when I was doing this video, because I was the only one that really was talking about it, how the WBO was actually snubbing Vergil Ortiz. Look at where Vergil Ortiz was at in the 147-pound division. Look at where he was at in the WBC and the WBO. Look where he was at in the IBF. And look where he was at in the WBA. Remember, that was when Dennis Ugas had the strap. That was when Dennis Ugas had the strap. Look at Vergil Ortiz. That's when Earl Spence was a champion. Look at Vergil Ortiz. This is when Earl Spence had a WBC strap. Look at Vergil Ortiz. Look at WBO strap, Terrence Bud Crawford. Remember, I told y'all that Vergil Ortiz was in position to fight Terrence Bud Crawford a long time ago. And the videos and some of the people were saying, yo, I don't think that Vergil was ready for Bud. I don't think Vergil already been proven to Bud. Let's not forget that this fight right here was supposed to be, boom, if he passed the test to get Bud. Remember? I did this video. Go check it out, folks. That's when your boy, Mr. Moonshine, yeah, was still coming up. I think that video only did like 200 views. You on next. Vergil Ortiz versus Mean Machine looking to outdo Terrence Bud Crawford August 14th. Vergil Ortiz did his work versus the Mean Machine, in which the Mean Machine recently said that Vergil Ortiz got more power than Bud Crawford and that Vergil Ortiz beats Bud. That's what the Mean Machine said. That's what the Mean Machine said. That Vergil Ortiz got more power and he will beat Bud. Now go argue with the Mean Machine. Go argue with him. Now I'm going to say this, that Bud still will be the favorite. But it's just like the Lion King. It's the circle of life in the sport of boxing as well. It's the circle of life. Our favorite legendary fighters, they get retired. Either they're retired or they get retired. Let's not forget that Joe Smith Jr. was a champion and knocked out Bernard Hopkins into retirement. Let's not forget that Oscar de la Hoya beat Hector Camacho. Let's not forget that Hector Camacho retired Sugar Ray Leonard. It just happens. It's not about hate. It's not about hate. It's that this is boxing. It's boxing. People, they move on, bro. They move on. It moves on. Young fighters retire. You know what I'm saying? It just happens that way. What was it? Is it Azua? Is it Abdulev? He retired Linares. I haven't seen Linares back in the ring. It's not about that. I think Vergil T, Bud Crawford ain't shit, and Vergil will knock him out. I'm not. No, that's not the lingo here. I'm not saying that Bud Crawford ain't ish. You crazy? Bud Crawford's one of the best of this era. He's one of the best all time. But he ain't gonna be Bud Crawford forever. Just like every other fighter is not gonna be there. It's not gonna be great forever. And somebody got to take you out. And I believe in anybody gonna take him out in the 154-pound division. If it's not Jamel Charlo, because Jamel Charlo is a little bit younger than Bud Crawford, right? We don't know. He said that he's coming back to the 154-pound division. I would like to see that fight as well. Jermell Charlo and Bud Crawford, to me, is the primary fight. Also at 154, right? But we don't know when Jermell Charlo is going to come back. But right now, if I say anybody could damage or retire Bud Crawford, if it will be his last fight, I think that Vergil Ortiz is the one to put in that work. Bud Crawford will be the favorite. But I think that Vergil Ortiz, I don't think that Bud Crawford will go to a firefight with Vergil Ortiz. I think that if it's a dog fight and that shit turns out, I think Vergil Ortiz gonna get the better of him. I just think so. I seen it twice in Bud Crawford's career when he tried to dog it out and it doesn't necessarily go his way. He'll back off. Vergil won't. I'm going to give you two. The 12 round versus Victor Postal. Go check it out. Go check out the last round with Victor Postal and Bud Crawford, and go check out the last 15 minutes of the Masvidal versus Bud Crawford. Bud Crawford, when he's a dog and he know he's dog, the other fighter can't match his dog, he goes for the kill. When you match it, like, yeah, come on, mother effer, he backs off. Go check it out. If y'all the student of the game, I told y'all, man, I watch boxing all day long. It's what I do. It's second nature to me. I wake up, I'm watching boxing. I'm scoring bouts. If I'm not with the kiddos or stuff like that, that's I'm a boxing fanatic. Vergil Ortiz, when you hurt him or you hit him, nah, man, he turns. It's like something turns on Vergil Ortiz. You ain't see that 8th round, bro. You ain't see that 8th round. You ain't see the championship rounds. You ain't see that 8th round. This man turns into a whole nother. You ain't see when he got hurt by Mean Machine as well, how he turned. I'm not saying that Bud Crawford don't got that. Bud Crawford is a dog. Terrence turns into Bud. He does got that layer to him. But I think that Vergil Ortiz is hungry. I think that Bud is hungry for the money. I don't think that Bud was as hungry in that fight with Masvidal. I think he had enough time. He traveled all over the world. I think it was unnecessary for him to take a year layoff like that. I see all the skills. I didn't see the killer instinct in Bud Crawford though. Did you see the killer instinct, little Damin? Did you see the killer instinct of Bud Crawford in his last fight with Masvidal? Do you see the killer instinct? Do you see that killer instinct he had with Earl Spence? Do you see that killer instinct he had with Sean Porter when Bomac told him, "Hey yo, you losing the fight?" That he turned up like that? I just want to know, bro, because it's not a hate. It's just I'm analyzing Bud. I'm analyzing him as a fighter that's getting older, and sometimes you can't turn that up anymore because you got so much money now. You're enjoying your life more. Bud Crawford was enjoying his life for a year. He was not supposed to be off for a year, but he was enjoying it probably too much. And that killer instinct diminishes a little and a little. It does. And it did. I didn't see that killer instinct versus Masvidal. I didn't see it. I seen a skillful fighter. I seen adjustments. I seen him trying to turn it up a little bit, but I didn't see the killer instinct. He said Vergil hype. Nah, he ain't hype, man. He's already proven it already, bro. He's not hype. He got a better resume. He got a good resume to already let us know that he's good. He's ready. He got a resume that lets me know that he's ready. You know what I'm saying? Now, the question is, people could give props to both fighters. Bud Crawford's already proven. Bud Crawford's already proven to be great. Bud Crawford's already proven to be the pound for pound. Look at his accomplishments speak for itself. His resume compared to all these guys speak for itself. But all these fighters, however great you are, they go out. And sometimes it's the guy that least expected, right? Sometimes it's the fighter that you least expected. Do you expect that out of all the fights and the potential fights that we named for Bud Crawford, let's not forget that we was talking about Boots and Bud Crawford. We was talking about Boots and Bud Crawford, Fundura and Bud Crawford, Canelo and Bud Crawford, Jamel and Bud Crawford. Ain't nobody was talking about Mashimov. See, Mashimov, that's the guy that y'all least expect that will diminish the aura of Terrence Bud Crawford. In boxing, you just never know. And easily, Mashimov could have got the victory 115, 113. He could have came out with the victory. And what everybody else was going to say. Bud Crawford lucky he got the nod. Bud Crawford was lucky that he got the nod. Because there's people out there that feel like Mashimov won too. There's people out there that feel like it was a draw. And that was not the opponent for Bud Crawford to look the way that he looked. It was not. Nobody talking about Canelo and Crawford, bro. We already know it's not a good fight. Let that shit go. Nah, there's people talking about it, Hunter the Hunt. But now they're trying to say that that I heard some people be like, but Canelo Alvarez is not gonna move like Mashimov. I don't know, brother. I don't know, my brother. I didn't get anything tonight. That's true. It'll be an unknown fighter that be given that work. Yeah, it turns out like that. Mike Tyson lost to Buster Douglas. You know what I'm saying? Tio Lopez lost to George Camboso. Feel me? Sometimes it's a fighter that you least expect. We thinking about Tio and Haney. Either be like George Camboso. We thinking about Evander Holyfield and Mike Tyson. Here comes Buster Douglas. People thinking about Canelo and Bud. Here comes Mashimov. Everyone was saying Canelo was getting old and slowly down because he's not getting KOs. Crawford can't KO a 10-0 fighter. A 10-0 fighter, and the guy had 3 amateur fights. You know why people was mentioning the 300 amateur fights? And remember, I did a live talking about this a while ago. I said that American fighters, Ryan Garcia had over 200 amateur bouts, and he doesn't get respect. 15 national title winner. Ryan Garcia don't get respect for his amateur. Tio Lopez won the Olympic trials. Over 100 amateur fights. Adrian Broner has almost 300 amateur bouts. Ain't nobody talks about Adrian Broner amateur bouts. Gervonta Tank Davis got almost 250 amateur bouts. Nobody talk about Gervonta Tank Davis amateur bouts. But when certain people don't got nothing in the pros, they be like, oh, he got 300 amateur bouts. Let's talk about his amateur. Then when I bring up some amateur shit, when I was bringing up the amateur for the Mise Andre, who cares? What did he do in the pros? You see how people don't keep it consistent? Oh, with Mashimov, it's all about, but look what he did in the amateurs. And then I'd be like, hey, yo, you remember what the Mise Andre did in the amateurs? He beat Porter. He beat Thurman. He beat Charles Hatley. He was the guy. He was the number 1 guy in America. To Mise Andre ain't shit. He don't do nothing. Who cares? Who he fought? Well, who Mashimov fought? All my time here in YouTube boxing, everybody that stop talking about Andre and his amateur. This is the pros. Who he fought in the pros? He got his world title. And now with Mashimov, Mashimov is 300 amateur bouts. He has all the skills. Mira esa vaina ahora. Don't want to keep the same energy. I'm telling you, this community is bipolar. I think Tio Styles beats Bud after seeing Mashimov. Karate Kid says. See, people believe Tio wins. Mother always on something to say. Right, Border? Yeah. They don't want to keep the same energy, especially now with American fighters. A lot of American fighters was in the amateurs. A lot of American fighters did their thing in the amateurs and stuff like that. Why are we talking about Keyshawn Davis doing this thing in the amateurs, right? When we talk about Shakur Stevenson in the amateurs, all people want to play is him crying, right? You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to foreign fighters, oh man, the amateurs, he did good in the amateurs. You remember when I was talking about this yesterday, when I was talking about, not yesterday, in the last live, when I was talking about Jamel Charlo versus Brian Castano. If y'all would have and what did I say about Brian Castano? Brian Castano, come on, it's supposed to be an easy fight for Jamel Charlo to become undisputed. No, it's not, man. Brian Castano had a great amateur run, beating guys like Earl Spence as well. Nah, man, he beat Brian Castano to become undisputed. Yeah, because they didn't know who Brian Castano was. You know what I'm saying? People just want to talk about their amateurs, the amateur, when it fits their narrative. So with Bud Crawford, that was not Bud Crawford, who is pound for pound, arguably number 1, 2, 3. You can 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can flip it around. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can flip it around. Put it that way, right? Ain't nobody was talking about mash him off like that. But then they see Bud Crawford struggle. Then they saying, well, it's his style. No, that's what makes Bud Crawford pound for pound. You can handle any style. Sorry, we're not gonna give you that pass. If he's pound for pound number 1, 2, 3 and stuff like that, yeah, people argue, no, he's one still over Usyk. He's one over Inoue. No. Anybody who says you don't know shit about boxing out themselves as casual of the year. Tell him, Bert. Tell him, Bert. Bert. Tio doesn't move. He can really. I think that Tio from Lopez should fight Brian Norman Jr. if he can't get the fight. I think in 140-pound division, I think that it was a lot of musical chairs right now. You know what I'm saying? Now, even though that Tio from Lopez could unify the titles versus Rayo, could unify the titles versus Puello, could try to unify the titles versus Paru. I just don't think that is an attractive, lucrative matchup. You know what I'm saying? It reminds me a little bit of the super featherweight division when Shakur Stevenson beat Oscar Valdez, and then he had the Gutierrez and the Cordinas, and Bob Arum said that, people ain't going to pay for that money. You feel me? I mean, not pay for that money, pay for the fight. I don't think that, I think it was a good little build up and marination of Tio versus Matias versus Haney versus Tio. You know what I'm saying? Those champions, Pitbull, unification versus Pitbull versus Tio, Pitbull versus, now it's not the same. So for Tio, that in my opinion, I'm not saying that those fights I'm not saying that he shouldn't entertain those fights. But in my opinion, if I was the manager of Teofimo Lopez and I see how his career has been, had the lack of respect that he has, and he's still not selling 10,000, at least putting 10,000 butts in the seats and stuff like that. It seems like right now we got to alter the way that you go by things, because people are not giving you your just due, even by beating Loma, by beating Josh Taylor. You know what? Go to 147-pound division, be as comfortable you want, try to become a 3-division world champion, Brian Norman Jr., and then keep on calling out those for the big names, for the big fights. Ryan Garcia going to be fighting in 147 when he comes back. And then after Brian Norman Jr., get your money fight with Ryan Garcia, in my opinion. That's the way that I see it. I think at this point, you know what I'm saying, he should go for, I think he already got the legacy. I think Devin Haney's going to go for the same thing as well. You know what I'm saying? Devin Haney got already some legacy behind him. And I think that he's going to go for the money as well. Look, that's why he dropped his belt. Look, he said, look, he's back already in the gym. Why he vacated his belt? Why Devin Haney vacated his belt if he's already back in the gym and ready to get back in the mix of things? You know what I'm saying? Because now Devin Haney don't feel like he need the belt. He got his brand. He got his name. He don't need to pay no sanctioning fees or something like that, or belt fee. And, I think after this with Brian Norman Jr., I think even if Teofimo Lopez beat Brian Norman Jr., I think he's going to still get a lot of hate, but he'll be a 3-division world champion, stamping his way already into the Hall of Fame, and, call out get the Ryan Garcia. I still think that Tio and Devin Haney should get it on. I think that's a money fight. I think that's one of the most marinated fights in the sport of boxing. I think they should they should fight as well. Pitbull Cruz. I don't know about Pitbull Cruz. I don't hear anybody talk about Pitbull Cruz. Maybe he should go for the rematch as well. I think that they was gambling. I think they should have never waited for Tank Davis. I think that Pitbull Cruz should have fought Shakur Stevenson. You know what I'm saying? I think that was a good stylistic matchup, in my opinion. Not stylistic, because now if I look at what Rayo did to Pitbull Cruz, and I think Shakur Stevenson would have done the same thing. So Pitbull, they should have made that Pitbull Cruz and Tio quick. No? Pitbull Cruz still chasing Tank. Yeah. That's what they wanted to do since the beginning. So you know what? Stay chasing Tank, and I think it was a bad business decision to go after the Rayo fight. It was dumb in my opinion. Should have waited for Tank Davis. Should have waited for if the Lomachenko would have fight would have dropped. Then you get Pitbull Cruz and Tank. That was a risk that they should have never should have never happened. Should have gone for the unification bout or go for Tank. Now you lose to somebody that you were not supposed to lose to, and you had all that momentum. Had all that momentum. Tio versus Pitbull Cruz in Los Angeles would definitely sell. I mean, I don't know now how much would it sell right now. I don't know right now. I don't know how much is a lot of people happy, Maribel. Is a lot of people happy with the Pitbull Cruz performance? I don't know how his fans feel. I don't know how the Mexican people feel right now with Pitbull Cruz. I don't hear a lot of people talking about Pitbull Cruz no more. I know it just happened, but Tio versus Devin Haney is a good, but Devin has to bounce back first. I mean, why he got to bounce back first? He never lost. Right? The fight is erased. Am I the only one who does not like how Pitbull fights? I think he fought a sloppy fight shy. I think he fought a sloppy fight. When I was doing the live commentary, I think it was highly sloppy. He remind me of it just remind me of how Sean Porter fought Berto. That was a sloppy fight. I didn't like it at all. It looked like he punches with he wasn't even looking at his target. He was missing a lot. He was very erratic. Very erratic. Didn't like it at all. Hunter the Hunt said, I was at the open workout. Most of the crowd was there for Pitbull. Let's see. You know what I'm saying? Look, one thing about the Mexican fan base, they don't abandon you like that. So, he still puts up. I think with Pitbull Cruz is still effort there. He puts in a lot of effort. I think he just couldn't hit the mark, man. He was just getting outboxed by Rayo. Brian Norman said Tio don't got nothing for him. Punch. What you think? I think Brian Norman is smart. That he knows that Tio is highly skilled. I think it'll be a great fight. You know what I'm saying? For Tio moving up to 150 to 147, it could be a 50-50 fight. In my opinion, I think that's a great fight for both guys. You know what I'm saying? Brian Norman Jr. gets a name. It gets a good marquee name, good marquee matchup. Tio Lopez is highly skilled. A lot of people say that he performs to the level of his competition. A lot of people feel like Brian Norman Jr. is highly skilled. Then you're going to see the Tio Lopez that people are used to seeing from the takeover. You're going to see the takeover in that fight with Brian Norman Jr. because you already know when there's a belt on the line. You see what Tio Lopez could do. We saw with Richard Comey, we saw with Fesay Lomachenko, we saw with Josh Taylor, and we'll see the same thing for Brian Norman Jr. I think Brian Norman Jr. has to keep that same momentum that he had being in his last fight, and let's see if we get a fire fight. Both of these guys are offensively sound, so both of these guys are winning the fight. Both of these guys don't back down, so I think that would be a great fight. I think it's a 50-50 fight, in my opinion, just because Tio is moving up to 147. And I think that the performance that he had with Steve Claggett, I think that Steve Claggett gave him every look for him to, hurt him, stop him, or stuff like that. He was retreating a lot. But you know what? I think if you look at that fight and the way that fight played off, that was a good tune-up fight for Brian Norman Jr., in my opinion. So it's a good fight. Love other fights with on his heart, but that won't work at the elite level. Facts. But I think, but you know what, Snowbird? I think still a Pitbull Cruz, he still will give a lot of people problems. I think that he just had to be a little bit smarter in the last fight. But I just think that if Rayo could do that to Pitbull Cruz and neutralize Pitbull Cruz, Shakur Stevenson would have done the same. And I think in a rematch, Javante Tan Davis will do the same as well. So I think a Pitbull Cruz, in my opinion, you know what I do? Pitbull Cruz versus Subriel Matias. I think that would be a good fight, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Don't keep on. They should keep talking about that fight. Mexican versus Puerto Rico. I think that they put them on a co-main event or their own main event. They could put them on a co-main event in a great fight. You know what I'm saying? I think it'll do good numbers. Think about it. Pitbull Cruz versus Subriel Matias. Or you put the Vergil Ortiz versus Bud Crawford with the Pitbull Cruz versus Subriel Matias. I think that would be good. Blair Cobbs. Pitbull is still a test for anyone. Yeah. Pitbull's still a test. Now it's all about if he's gonna be a champion, but he's gonna be a guy that's gonna to give everybody a run for their money. You know, gonna give every champion a problem. Is he gonna be the guy? No, I don't think that Pitbull Cruz got the ability to be the guy, but he got the ability to make an elite fighter look like an ordinary fighter as well. Let's get the De Los Santos in the mix. That dude's solid. I'm saying, but yeah, man. But this is the type of card that I want to see right here, folks. Everybody go follow me on X, formerly known as Twitter, man. For real. This is the card that I feel like Turkey Alashiki should make. Maybe he can make it in the end of the year. Maybe he can make it January 2025. He said February 2020. I think that's too long for Tio and Brian and Brian Norman. I know that Brian Norman Jr. and Tio Lopez could fight in November. If that takes place, but I think that this is a great card for them to consider. And for real, I think it'll do more than a million pay-per-views. You gotta strike when the iron is hot. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people's talking about Bud, a lot of people's talking about Vergil. They already lined up to fight. Vergil Ortiz is an interim WBC title holder, and Bud Crawford, you already know he already got the he got the strap as well. Just make that fight now, man. Look, and then Tio Lopez and Brian Norman Jr. make the fight now. Keyshawn Davis versus Raymond Murataya. Xander Zayas versus Jesus Ramos. Kid Austin versus Lucas Body. Man, I think these are great fights, easy fights to make. But I think that Xander Zayas is going to be fighting in September, right? So maybe we could scratch that Xander Zayas versus Jesus Ramos. You know, we could put it in Emiliano Vargas versus, a good step-up fight. You know what I'm saying? Good step-up fight. You put Emiliano on that card. You put Andy Cruz on that card. I think it'll be good. Or how about this? You know what I'm saying? How about Keyshawn Davis? If it's not Raymond Morataya, Keyshawn Davis versus George Camboso. Keyshawn Davis versus Kid Austin. But think about it. Keyshawn Davis versus George Camboso on that card as well. That would be a good fight. And especially we'll gauge him in the 135-pound division. You know what I'm saying? I think that would be a good fight. If Keyshawn Davis want to move up to 140, give him the Steve Claggett fight. If he's calling out Tio Lopez, gauge him with that fight. Stop Steve Claggett and do what Tio Lopez didn't do. And then, you know what I'm saying, your call out will even be more justified. Or take out the Keyshawn, the Xanders, the Kid Austin, and add Vergil Ortiz versus Crawford, Tio versus Brian Norman Jr., and Shakur Stevenson versus William Cepeda. Come on, man. That would do well over $1 million. I think that should do 1.5 and over. What y'all think? If they just had those three cards televised, Vergil versus Bud, Tio versus Brian Norman Jr., Shakur versus Cepeda. Come on now. If this guy's throwing the money like that, if Turkey Alashik is throwing that money like that, make those fights happen. Gotta add now. You ain't no Uwe. I don't know. Emiliano versus Keyshawn. Not yet for Emiliano. You don't even gotta rush Emiliano yet. Not yet. Not yet. But Keyshawn versus Kid Austin, Keyshawn versus George Camboso, Keyshawn versus Morataya. And if he wants to go to the 140-pound division, you give him Steve Claggett. I think these are good possible fights. How about Keyshawn Davis versus, if he wants to go to the 140, because he doesn't want to fight Shakur Stevenson. So how long is Keyshawn Davis going to stay at 135? He's a big 135 as well. How about Keyshawn Davis versus Elvis Rodriguez? Rapstar Boxing Knowledge, the voice of the UK, London. What's good, bruv? You know what I'm saying? I think there's a lot of great fights, man. Hey, yo, Rap, what you think about my card? Rap. What you think about my card that Turkey Alashiki should make? $1 million plus pay-per-view buys event plus Vergil Ortiz versus Bud Crawford, Tio Lopez versus Brian Norman Jr., Keyshawn Davis versus Raymond Morataya, Xander Zayas versus Jesus Ramos, and Kid Austin versus Lucas Body. You think Turkey Alashiga could do that for us, rap? If Keyshawn wants Tio, he better go see Elvis Rodriguez at 141st. Yeah, I think that's a good fight, and I think that's a winnable fight for Keyshawn Davis as well. You know what I'm saying? Or Keyshawn Davis at 135, Edo de los Santos. You know what I'm saying? Edo de los Santos, Keyshawn Davis. Thriller right there. It's a lot of great fights. There's a lot of great fights to be made. There's a lot of great fights to be made at 140, at 135, 147. I don't know what Mario Barria's going to be doing and stuff like that. I don't know if Stanionis or Mario Barria's going to be fighting. Keyshawn Davis versus, yes, La Zarza Ali Rivera. Good fight right there, y'all. Good fight. Good fight. There's a lot of fights to be, there's a lot of fights to be made. There's a lot of fights to be pushed. But we as fans has to push the realistic fights. If we keep on pushing the realistic fights, the promoters will be like, okay, now we could do that. When promoters hear a bunch of fans saying, I want to see Bud versus Canelo, they'd be like, okay, all right. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's not premature ask for fight as well. Let's ask for fight at the same time. See, I'm not going to say, hey, yo, let's get Abdullah Mason versus Shakur. Nah, come on. That's not realistic. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about fights that is lined up, that is a handshake away of closing a deal. A handshake away of closing the deal. Vergil, Bud, yes. Tio, Norman, yes. Keyshawn Moretaya, top rank, yes. These are fights that it's easy to be made. Easy to be made. So let's start now as a community. Ask for realistic fights that could happen right now. Let's not act, yo, I want to see Andy Cruz at the Zone with Eddie Hearn. You know what I'm saying? I would like to see Andy Cruz versus, you know what I'm saying, move up to fight Brian Castaño. But anyway, man, y'all already know this is Punch on Boxing, aka Mr. Moonshine himself. This was one of the short. Tomorrow we're gonna go live. Y'all already know, man. Smash that like button. No donations. Yo, today we had no donations. An hour and nothing. No me dieron nada ustedes hoy. But anyway, tomorrow we back at it. Happy Hour Thursday tomorrow. Love y'all. God bless. And on to the next.